Alright, gang, welcome back to our vintage survival here on Szpakowo. It's February. Pretty much unanimous. Everyone has agreed that we should stick with where we are and just expand the yard in the area that we have instead of moving our main yard to a new, bigger location. And I think it's a good idea. The more I thought about it, as much as I would like to go over to that other one, and I talked about how I liked the areas, I think it does make a lot more sense just to stick with where we are, right? Keep the humble beginnings type of thing, and let's not just go crazy on the expansion there. Let's just continue to expand the area that we're in, continue to build the yard up in the area that we're in, and kind of go from there. I think it makes a lot of sense, so that's what we're going to do. Right now, we don't really need to do any major expansion yet. We want to do a few things, if at all possible, but not a major one yet anyway, but that'll be coming soon enough, for sure. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I hope this recording goes a little bit better than the last one. So I mean, you're going to see it eventually. This is a bit of a spoiler, I guess, but it's not really. I guess it's not really a spoiler that much. But I was starting to record the episode for tomorrow, and we're selling this. By the way, we talked about selling that in this episode, so we're selling this now. For whatever reason, it won't let me repair it, even though it says the condition's not perfect. It won't allow me to repair it. But whatever, that's fine. We'll repair the tractor. We're up here anyway. The luxury tax challenge, I started recording, and the game crashed, and it did not save. Well, it saved to a certain point, but I think I'm just going to probably start the recording over a bit. And, I didn't really do a whole lot. But anyway, it sucks that it hadn't happened for a while. When the game first came out, it was crashing on a lot of us. But for whatever reason, it crashed. It kicked me out to the dashboard because I play on console, right? It kicked me out to the dashboard. I loaded it back up, and it reloaded the game. And yeah, I had lost some of what I've done. So either I have to redo it off camera or just kind of start the episode over slightly and have a little bit of work that I did, I guess, slightly behind the scenes, I guess is how I'll put it. But I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. But anyway, I decided to take a break on that one because it kind of frustrated me, so I jumped into this one and get this recording done anyway, because this one needed to be done before that one. Well, I guess it didn't have to, but I would like for this one to be done before that one anyway. So we're picking up our new cultivator here. It's massive. It's going to be great for contracts and just in general, for work in general here for us. So it's going to help us out tremendously. That way the plow doesn't have to be utilized as much. I think the biggest problem with this one now is where we're going to put it. I still kind of like putting it there, but I think the more I think about it, we're going to move it elsewhere. I think for now I'm going to stick it right over here. I think this is an okay spot for it, and by our junk pile, I guess is how you would put it. Oh, maybe not. It's sitting on the junk pile. We don't want that to happen. Let me see if I can move it a little bit closer here to the goats. All right, that's better. So we'll leave it there for now. So we've got nearly 200K in the bank account. We actually eclipsed that in the last episode, and we absolutely 1,000% can eclipse it again with all of these pallets of wood beams that we have here, and we've got quite a bit in storage, as you can see. Still tons of wood for it to chew through, so we might do a little bit of wood forestry work today, but I don't really think we need to. As you can see it plain as day there, it has got plenty to chew through. That's going to be multiple episodes before that's done, or even close to being done. So I think I might not do any woodworking stuff today, or any forestry woodworking. I always call it woodworking. Any forestry stuff today. Any logging or of any sort today, since we have so much in there. What I think I would like to do instead is start working on some of the other things we talked about wanting to do, right? Expansions, further expansions. I know we've been doing that a lot. Buying some more fields, right? Things like that I think are what I want to go with here. I don't know what fields I want to buy, though. So I'll tell you what, let's just do a quick jump over to here. And then I'm going to do kind of a bird's eye view here a little bit. And kind of make a decision on what we want to buy here. So I think this field here would be a nice one to buy. I've talked about it in the past that I would like to start buying, or I would like to buy fields in general. when they have a crop in them, so that way we're not spending as much money. Now that we have 200K in the bank, I don't think it's as big of a deal as it maybe was in the past. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is I'm okay with buying a field that has nothing in it and us actually doing all the work for it, right? I'm okay with that. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to buy this one first off. It's $42,780. It's not cheap, but it's nice. You know, it's adding to all the other ones that we have in this area. The other 149,402 that we have, I'm kind of leaning towards buying this field here. Reason for that is because, well, one, it's an area where we could potentially expand the yard this way more, which I think makes a lot of sense. We can do a bit of an expansion down there, what we did in the last episode, and then we can kind of expand the yard this way up over to this building, right? And then what that means is we can take this field here and kind of combine it with this field here, which makes it a lot bigger, which makes this a little bit more worth our time. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. So that's another $41,000 right there. So let's go ahead and buy that. Now, it is currently a grass field, and it is ready to harvest, so we can mow that today. We probably will do that. So I've looked at these, right? And I'm inside the building. I don't know why it does that. There's like a glitch where whenever you go and just jump to the actual area you're wanting to go to, it puts you inside those buildings. Now, the biggest problem, for me at least, with all of this is you've got these sheds on here, and I've tested this out already. If I buy this land right here where these sheds are and, you know, where the house is, whatever, you cannot remove any of these buildings, and you can't get into any of these barns. They're just like for show. So I don't even see a real reason why you would even want to buy this land. There's no reason to do so. You can't remove anything. I guess you can remove the house, but you can't remove these. You're unable to remove those. So, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why you would even factor buying that. I guess the only thing I can think of is maybe you just leave your equipment outside the front of it, but it just seems like such a wasted bit of space. And we got to get rid of this too. I don't know why they do this, but we got to get rid of that too. I don't think we're able to get rid of this fence. Speaking of that, that's something else I want to look at. I don't think we can. It looks like we can, actually. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't like that fence there. I want this to be kind of open. That makes it a little bit easier for me to get in and out of. So yeah, you know, you let me know what you're thinking. But I think that's what we're going to do. Actually, I think I know for a fact. I know that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the yard, expand it this way up to the edge here. We can put another shed or a few other things down here, whatever we decide to do, and then we take this field and combine it into here with this field, and then we've got a relatively decent sized field that way. So I think that's what we're going to do. So we've got our plan. Let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to mow first off. I think I can mow with this tractor. I think we've done it with this tractor before. I want to use this tractor, so let's at least give it a shot and see what happens. If it's not working that well, then you know we'll figure it out. But I think it should work. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well and staying safe and all that good stuff, man. Things are, for the most part, good here. I was playing, it's my league night, my poker league night. Many of you have been around for a long time know that I play in a poker league. It's a local poker league, nothing crazy. I got out somewhere in the middle of the pack this time. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Cards just weren't flying my way, unfortunately. And then the cash... Oh, I don't have the right thing on. And then the cash game, man, there was just so many people waiting that it just wasn't even worth waiting. So I just decided to come home and play some Farming Simulator. And then, of course, I don't know, I probably had 20-25 minutes of recording in. Maybe a little bit less than that. It had to be a little bit less than that because it would have auto-saved then. Anyway, I had some relatively decent amount of effort put into working on the next episode for the Luxury Tax Challenge, and it just crashed on me. So, anyway, hopefully that doesn't happen here, like I mentioned early on. But yeah, it's just not been my day today. Evidently, I just didn't win or get a ton of points in poker. and came home and started recording, and the game crashed on me. So, you know, it happens. Those things happen, right? Sometimes things just aren't going your way every day, and that's going to happen, right? Also, in that series, I guess it's a bit of a spoiler, but I was having some issues with some of the precision farming stuff, and I'm full transparent with everyone here. I think I said that from the very beginning. I've done precision farming in the past, but I am no expert at precision farming, and I was having some issues. So hopefully I get that sorted out, or hopefully somebody in the comments can help me get that sorted out. But I'm having a hell of a time trying to get the fields to read from the crop sensor and everything else. So I'm going to have to figure something out. I'm going to have to do some more research, I guess, and figure out what I'm doing wrong. But I've done precision farming in FS22, but not enough to be super dangerous. I know enough about what I'm doing, or at least I thought I knew enough about what I was doing. But yeah, the episode I was just trying to record on that luxury text challenge made me think otherwise, I guess is how I'll put it. Man, this mower's fantastic, isn't it? Isn't this mower great? Look how fast we are just chewing through this, man. Used market, anything out there for us? There's a grape and oil, grape and olive oil, but that's way too new, right? That's the problem with some of this stuff. It's just way too new. We can't utilize hardly any of this. Let me clarify. I'm not complaining. It sounded like I was complaining there. I'm not. I'm just, unfortunately, there's just not going to be that much that comes out in the used market for us. We know that. Sometimes you get lucky, but we haven't been that lucky yet. But to be fair, I don't have that much that's old anyway. There's not enough on ModHub. All right, this is the last pass. I'm going to head up there and try to take down the corn and all that stuff, because I don't even care about that. It's all withered anyway. So I'm just going to try to take that down. This field over here, I think it's still going to be an issue. You can see it, how high up in the air some of that section is down here. I think it's still going to be an issue for the harvester, but we're going to run at least one test on it. When I say one test, I mean we're going to drill it and then hope and pray that we're going to be able to get it harvested, but I suspect it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world for us to do, so we'll probably have to pivot. Alright, so we've got all that. Now, what I need to do, evidently I can't get rid of the corn for some reason. I just got rid of the other corn, so why can't I... There we go. Weird. Alright. So we need to get that windrower over here. I really need to get a better windrower. I'm fully transparent with you once again here. I did not, and I should have. I did not go out on ModHub and look for other windrowers. I don't think I found any recently, though, when I was looking. But I didn't go out there and look. I should have. So I need to do that. But, you know, what we have now should be sufficient for the time being. It's just not, you know, it's not the most perfect thing in the world, unfortunately. And I didn't look and research if the one that we were looking at out there is old enough. I think it might be, but I really don't know. So anyway, we also, speaking of you know, getting stuff done around the farm here, I need to get the chickens some more food. I'm pretty sure they are out, or they are very close to being out, so we need to do that today as well. We are stuck inside of this. This is not good. I might have to reset this. We are literally stuck inside the brick there. Alright, I'm going to have to reset that, gang. Alright, we're heading back. While this happened, oh, the camera's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I had the worker at the shop just throw the bag up on top of the windrower here. Probably not the smartest thing to do. But it's working, so we're going to do it anyway. But I went out to ModHub and checked to see if I could find any other windrowers. I did some searching, some research online as well. There are none. I guess there's one. We already have it installed. I need to go to the right thing here. There's one, but it really doesn't make a difference in comparison to what we currently have right now. It's not going to help at all. This SIP one, I think, potentially could be one that could be utilized, even though that looks new. I checked the SMAS, too new. All the crones, the pottingers, everything, they're all way too new. So really, it's just this this old lizard one is really all we got to work with, unfortunately. But that's okay, you know. We'll make it work. We'll make it work as we always do. Maybe we'll get lucky and something will come out here soon enough. But for the time being, we are stuck with this one. The reason I went ahead and popped the chicken feed is because I went and looked. They had 4 liters left, I think. So I would expect that they are empty right now. Now, this is probably going to be an issue because I do have it on the liftable bag, I think, just in case. And I probably need to stop doing that. I think I did that last time as well. And it caused some mayhem. But we'll see if we can get it to work here. We'll give it a shot. And then if it doesn't, then we'll have to just gloss over it. And I'll have to just pick it up by hand. But I'm going to lower this down. Try to make it a little bit easier on myself here. I've utilized this MF here a lot more than I actually expected. I expected to utilize it a lot, but we're utilizing this almost daily. So this thing has been extremely useful for us. Yeah, I can't even, it just goes right through it. So I screwed up again by buying that. Gotta get that out of my head. I always get the liftable one because if I do any off-camera work, see, it just goes right through it. If I do any off-camera work, it's just easier. I can just move things around if I need to, right? If I just need to slide something while I'm doing something off-camera, I can do so. I'll just gloss over this for a minute here, gang. We're just gonna give them some food. Make sure they have enough. Alright. I'll just park this here for right now. Not really where it's supposed to be at, but that's okay. Alright, let's jump back in here. The camera's figured out what the hell's going on now, and it's all over the place. Alright, so we've got to windrow this up, and then we got to bale this up. Would like to go the other way with this. I'd like to pull all the grass in towards the middle if at all possible. So I'm going to do that. We're going to start this way. Try to do a couple headland passes here, just like we did before, just to try to make sure that we're getting all the grass in an area where we can actually see it, and that we're actually getting it into an area that could be picked up by the baler, right? So we'll do a couple headland passes, and then we'll do some more traditional up and downs. But let's see what we can do here. It's going to take a bit, but this is a decent-sized field, but this is going to be good for us, man. This is going to be really good. I'm happy with it. And I'm happy with the approach we're doing, and I'm happy that all of you agreed and decided that we should just stay near and or within the area that we already are for any of the yard expansion stuff. So let's get to work. We'll see what we get to. All right, well, this is working really well. We ended up getting 4 bales out of the field here, so I felt like that was pretty good. Cultivator's fantastic. This is going to save us so much time moving forward, so I love that. And, yeah, you know, nearly done with this. We've got to get the plow out. We've got to do a little bit of plowing up there. And then, obviously, we want to plow this little strip here so we can combine these fields. That was the main goal here, and we've almost accomplished that today. We're getting up there as far as the episode goes already, which I was not actually expecting, but at the same time, I also wasn't fully expecting to be able to get as much done as we have either. So that's the main reason why, I think. But that's good, right? Those are good things. So, yeah, we're cruising along here. So we've got to do some plowing up here, and then that strip down there to combine it. Well, as a matter of fact, actually, we're not going to plow anything up here. I actually didn't even need to cultivate up here, but because we're going to turn this section up here into an extended yard area, which is what I talked about, right? So I'm not even going to worry about that. But we do need to get the plow, though, and take care of that strip there so we can combine the fields. So we'll go ahead and do that right now after I put this away. I switched tractors there because I don't think the John Deere can pull our John Deere baler. I could be incorrect on that statement. Since it was in the middle of a time lapse, I decided I didn't want to pull up the menu, so I didn't really look that closely at it, but I'm pretty sure it can't. So that's why we switched tractors there. Now, realistically, we should probably sell those wood beam pallets there because they are going to start dropping here. I mean, February is still going to be a decent price, but they are going to start dropping here soon, and that means we're just going to be sitting there storing them, which is fine. But, you know, really, we probably want to make as much money as we can there. However, I'm not really necessarily sure that we need a ton more money, at least not right now we don't. Soon enough, I'm sure we will, but not right now, I don't think. I think for the most part, at least of what I have installed and what I've been able to find, I think we've got everything that's vintage besides maybe some tractors that we can buy already. So mostly the money is going to be utilized for productions of some sort, and that's another problem, right? We've got to find productions that at least look and feel fit with the time. I can kind of makeshift some of those up a little bit. I've got a mod installed where you can basically, it's like a sign, and you put next to any building you want, and then you can say that building is whatever, right? Whatever kind of production factory you want it to say. So I can kind of force makeshift, use our imagination, any production really. But yeah, we need to see if there's any other equipment we can hopefully upgrade. I'm happy we upgraded the harvester. Realistically, we need to upgrade the harvester some more. I know a few people made a comment, and I haven't had a chance to go and read the entirety of it, but I know a few comments have been left on the channel in regard to the harvesters, and specifically in regard to the corn header or the sunflower header for those. It's a tough thing, right? We don't really have anything that we can utilize except for that one that we did utilize earlier on and then sold. That's really the only thing we have, and it's such a small width, it's almost not even worth utilizing. If we're going to do any corn or anything like that, it's going to be on a small scale, which, you know, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, what I just said is kind of valid, right? Do we really even want to spend the effort on it? I don't know. All right, so that is all done. So the field is ready to go. I'm going to leave... I probably should have... maybe I'll do that in the next episode. We're not going to be drilling anything right now anyway. We can't. Well, at least we're not going to be drilling anything in February, I should say. But maybe I should, you know, maybe try to round this out a little bit more. Because now it's not as big of a deal. Right now it's just a power line in the middle of a bigger field, so it's not that big of a deal. We deal with that all the time. This, as I mentioned, is still probably going to be a problem, but we're going to see how it works and kind of go from there. So let's head down in here, and let's grab my favorite little sand, gravel, whatever you want to call it. Oh, no, don't get rid of that. No, don't do that. And we're just going to kind of clean this area up a bit, and then we're going to kind of paint over or put sand over or gravel over this entire area over here, because that is the next step for me. as far as yard expansion goes, in my eyes. Now, I mentioned it already, but I do still think we're going to put some stuff down here at the bottom, and we are still going to kind of combine these two fields together to make, well, they already are, but, you know, once whatever we put down here where it's flat, we'll make this into our grass field for the goats, right? That is still the goal there. But I think from a perspective of storing things, we're going to kind of expand this way. What I'm kind of leaning towards down here, which we talked about, is greenhouses, because there's the lake right there. Eventually selling these, and then probably kind of taking this field and kind of expanding it into here, right? That's what I'm at least envisioning doing right now. Could change. Things change a lot, as you've are very aware. They change a lot here whenever I'm doing anything, because I have an idea for something, but then once we actually start buying other things, my idea shifts or expands or changes or whatever. But at least right now, that's the goal I think we're going to be aiming for, and I don't think that's going to change, honestly. I mean, I've been wrong before, but I don't think it's going to change. I think that's what we're going to stick with. All right, so let's just get a little bit of a bigger path here. I don't want to go too big here and then kind of, you know, jet over into this area. I don't want to do that if at all possible. I think we're good now. After I go up the edge here with the church here. Right, not the church. Why did I call it a church? The shed. The shed. Why did I call that a church? I don't know. Who knows? Don't listen to me, gang. I'm crazy. So this is taking a lot of money up, but you know, it's worth it. In my eyes, at least, it's worth it. Now we need to get rid of this bush here, I think, or these twigs here. We definitely, I think, need to get rid of that. For the time being, I don't think I'm going to worry about it, but we need to get rid of it here soon. I'm going to have to smooth this area out here a little bit. You can see there's a bit of a incline there, and I think it's because of the shed that we put in there. This is a nice big open area here, though, right? This is a nice big open area. Yeah, that's going to be perfect for yard expansion. We might even move this shed a little bit even. Who knows? Might be beneficial to do it, but for now I'm going to leave it there because we don't really have anything specific to put into here yet. Soon enough we will, but nothing yet. Like I said, we're probably more focusing here a little bit on you know, productions of some sort, hopefully, in this side. Really what I'm thinking of is, you know, I don't know. I'm not 100% positive on this statement that I'm getting ready to say, but you know, I'm thinking of utilizing what I was just talking about, where we use the mod that allows us to put down basically a sign, and you can turn whatever you want into a production. I think that's the best way to go about this, because there is very little. The windmill is a prime example of one that is, but there is very little as far as mods go that would, you know, kind of fit the theme here of what we're trying to do. So I think that's the best way to get around it. That's my personal opinion. Right or wrong, that's my opinion. Okay. Look at that. This is fantastic. And now we've got this big massive field over here. This is great, man. This is all coming together perfectly here. Great decision from all of you in the comments saying let's just continue to expand the area that we have. I'm very happy with that. I definitely still am holding true to the fact that I did like those other areas, but I do think for the series specifically that it makes a lot of sense to stick with what we've got here. So thank you for reassuring that statement and wanting to stick to it. I appreciate that. So, all right, we are going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I know it's a little bit of a different episode. I'm not going to sell these today, even though we talked about potentially doing that. We'll sell them first thing in the next episode. Next episode, we should have some things to do as well. Next episode will be March, which means we can actually start putting stuff in, like oat and grass and, you know, etc. We can start putting some of that stuff in. Barley can go in next month as well. Wheat, sunflowers, all kinds of stuff can go in next month. So we will be busy next month. But we'll start off with selling this these products here. I'll probably get them all loaded up off camera, maybe if I remember to do so. Yeah, we'll carry on. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below in the description if you're interested in that. Discord's down there. Everything you need, as always, it's down below. Thanks for your support. I'll see you next time.